first question is actually not really a question, but it's from a hater that I received this morning, and I kind of just want to get this out of the way first. It was on a transformation post that I posted last night. I recently did a 8-week challenge of mine, the Built by Brock 8-week challenge, and I lost just over 4 kilos, 4.1 kg, which is around 9 pounds in 8 weeks. And I posted my 2 photos from the start of the challenge and the end of the challenge beside each other and explained how I did it, pretty much. I'll read the caption just so you understand how I did it, because I think that is also valuable information, and then I'll read the comment out and tell you what they said. So I put 91.9 kg versus 87.8 kg, just over 4 kg in 8 weeks. This is how I did it. Number 1, I ate 200 calories below my maintenance for 5 weeks, 3,300 calories per day. Then dropped my calories down another 200 calories to 3,100 calories per day for the last 3 weeks to keep the deficit going. I kept protein high and also my carbs as high as possible. I hate low carb diets and refuse to do them. Number 2, trained exactly the same. I lifted heavy, close to failure, and maintained my standard frequency of 5 days lifting per week and 3 jiu-jitsu sessions. The training we do to build muscle is the same way to maintain muscle in a deficit. Remember that. Number 3, my steps stayed the same, an average of 12 to 15,000 per day. Number 4, lastly, I didn't cheat my diet or give up on my workouts, which a lot of people will do when they do extreme shit like the keto diet or train 2 times per day because it's hardcore. You don't need to do extreme hardcore stuff to get results. Train smart, train hard, and stick to the game plan. If you do that, you will succeed. If you don't, you'll be another failed diet statistic. Hope this helped you. Brock, flex emoji. And the reason I posted this was because I know how to lose weight. I've been coaching people. I've been doing it myself. Building muscle, dropping body fat, building muscle, dropping body fat. The cycle continues. I've been continually learning from the best people in the world and learning from anecdotal experience with my clients. And that is what I do. Like, there's no extreme stuff. I'm not taking any pills. I'm supplementing creatine and beta-alanine. There's nothing mind-boggling about that. My diet doesn't change drastically. My training doesn't change drastically. My steps don't change drastically. I literally just do everything the same that I do to maintain my physique, but consume less calories. So I wanted to give like this no BS approach. And a lot of people in the comments were like super stoked for that post. And then some snarky dude, literally 4 hours ago, with no profile picture, of course. How strange. Whether you weigh 92 kg or 88 kg, you never put fat on your abdomen. You're not 100% natural either. That's obvious. So I replied, it's not really that strange. I hold less body fat on my abdomen and more on my legs. That's why I have abs, even at higher body fat percentages. Must be steroids though, right? It's obvious. I was just being sarcastic. But I want to break down why I do have a lean body fat percentage year round, or look lean. And it's what I said in the comment. I've done a DEXA scan before, and my body fat that I carry is predominantly in my legs. That's where I hold most of my body fat, kind of like a chick. A lot of females will hold majority of their body fat in their quads and their hamstrings and in their glutes. And that's just the way that they carry their body fat. I think it may have something to do with the fact that they bear children and they have weight around their hips. I don't know if I just made that up. It kind of makes sense, but it's also potentially bro science. So take that with a grain of salt. But most females carry weight there. Obviously, that is a generalization. Everyone holds their body fat in different places and in different percentages. Some I've trained ladies that are like, I really can't like shake the fat on the back of my arms. They called it, what do they call them? Like canteen arms. Like the old ladies at the canteen that would have like, let's say flab underneath their elbows, or they called them wings or something like that. But men have that too. Men store fat there. Some men store a lot of fat in their chest, and then they get a little bit self-conscious about, like them not having this kind of like shredded chest. They might think it looks slightly more feminine. A lot of people struggle with belly fat, and they just store a lot of fat there. So, we're all different. I store most of my fat in my legs, not on my stomach. My DEXA scan actually told me when I did it that I actually store the least amount of body fat on my abdomen, on my stomach, which is why I look lean year round. So a lot of people think potentially that I'm leaner than I actually am. But if you saw my body fat overall, I don't post naked photos or photos in like Speedos or photos in like underwear and stuff like that. So you can't really see the fat on my legs, but I do have more fat on my legs than I do everywhere else. Like even my arms, my shoulders, my back, I don't hold much fat there. And this isn't me trying to brag, haha, look at my genetics. It's just the way that I was born. It's the way that my body fat stores in my body. And you, listening to this podcast, you have a different spread of body fat on your body. You may store more fat on your arms and more on your body, more on your belly and none on your legs. You might have super lean legs. When you go for a swim or if you wear budgie smugglers or, if you're in a bikini, whatever, you might have super lean legs. Your quads might be popping. But you may struggle with belly fat and that may always just be kind of like that last part that just never goes and you just struggle. Or maybe side fat. A lot of people are like, how do I burn side fat? How do I eliminate side fat? I got that question this morning. And the answer is you just have to lose overall body fat. If you want to drop body fat, you can't spot reduce body fat. We know that. If you do sit-ups, it doesn't make your belly fat disappear. If you do bicep curls, it doesn't make your arm fat disappear. If you do push-ups, your chest fat doesn't disappear. Exercises in the gym, in the weight room, are for building muscle mass, not for spot reducing body fat. Body fat just comes down overall on your body. I did this example, this analogy in another podcast. Maybe it was last week or the week before, but it's kind of like taking a bucket of water and scooping it out of a swimming pool on the left side of the pool and continuing to scoop it out. The pool's just going to go down slowly everywhere, not on the left side of the pool. It's the same thing with your body fat. We just lose fat overall. Our overall body fat percentage decreases, but where we store body fat stays the same in those percentages. So that is why I look lean, because let's say if we run with that analogy, my swimming pool has a certain shape. And that swimming pool is less fat on my abs, more fat on my legs. And just the way that culture is and the way that, I guess, we dress, we usually cover our legs with shorts or with pants. And like we take our shirt off to go for a swim or, I'm in the fitness industry. I train with my shirt off. I post shirtless photos. So you see like the leanest part. Let's say you see the best part of my physique and you don't see where most of my fat is. So often people will think I'm like 10% body fat, 8%, 7%, which is crazy. But really it's much higher if you take into consideration my lower body where most of my fat is stored. So I wanted to clarify that because a lot of people, especially people that consume content online, when they follow fitness influencers, personal trainers, or people that just have really great physiques, they get really disheartened when they look at people's physiques because they go, oh man, that's never going to be me, or I don't look like that. So I'm trying to bring light and bring attention to the fact that that is just the way that I'm genetically made. Yes, I train hard. Yes, I watch my macros and calories. I weigh my food. I track my calories. I train hard. I follow a structured program. I do a lot of these things right because it's my job and I know a lot about it and I apply that knowledge. But even like if someone else did that as well, if we did the exact same thing, but they had a different genetic pool where they stored more body fat on their stomach and let's say less on their legs, you might think that I'm leaner than them just because I store less body fat on my stomach and they store more on their stomach, because that is often where we look. If you see abs, you kind of go, whoa, that person's shredded. He's got abs. But really, that's just kind of what society has told us, because our overall body fat percentage is really what tells the real picture on how lean we are overall.